To other stories now, Jawad Mohammed was recently released after spending 7 years detained at Guantanamo Bay. Now he's free and is looking to sue the U.S. government for compensation. To find out more, we can cross live now to Washington, where our Dina Gusovsky is joined by Captain Christopher Kennedy, Mohammed's defense lawyer. To you, Dina.
Hi there. Well, this case just keeps getting more and more interesting. Let's not forget, Mohammed Jawad was just a child when he was taken to Guantanamo Bay, and now, just days after his release, he announced that he was going to sue the American government. Now, his defense lawyers say that he had undergone years of torture during his time at Guantanamo Bay, even though there was never any sufficient evidence to prove that he was in fact guilty. So what is next for this young man and his lawyers? Well, joining me is Captain Chris Kennedy, one of Jawad's defense lawyers. Thank you so much for being here. So talk about Jawad's state of mind right now. Fill us in on all the details that the rest of us don't know, but you as an insider have, the first eyes and ears too.
Right. Well, when Mohammed Jawad was taken back to Afghanistan, no one really knew when he was going to be there, how he was going to be taken back. We as his attorneys tried to get back to meet with him, and the government cut our funding to go back, so we were able to send one attorney back, Eric Montalvo, basically to help facilitate his arrival through private funds. Once we got there, we realized that really Mohammed Jawad had a lot of catching up to do. He hadn't had a proper education. He'd been in prison for 7 years. He was sent back to his home, which is a country at war.
There were reports that he was suicidal, that his state of mind was completely off. Is that true?
Right, and there actually was one prior suicide attempt whenever he was in detention several years ago. So he couldn't handle really being around other people. He was not able to really function and carry on a good conversation without having issues. So, I mean, he's used to being in confinement.
So moving forward, he says that he's going to sue the American government. What does that even mean, especially in Jawad's case, and what exactly is he suing for?
Well, the issue with suing the government, obviously, is damages for what entailed when he was in confinement. There are several detainees, I think, that are looking into suing the United States government for whatever abuse and so on and so forth. I think the difference with Mohammed Jawad is you actually have a case where it was litigated and the facts came out in judicial orders that he was in fact tortured. And I think, obviously I won't be involved in the case being a member of the U.S. military, but I think that he has facts in his case which will really set him above and apart the other detainees.
Oh, really quickly, so what is he hoping to get out of all of this if he is then successful?
Well, I think the deal with Mohammed Jawad is being able to live a successful life, whether it be through monetary damages or the ability to get an education, so on and so forth. He just wants to live a life just like the rest of us and be successful.
Thank you so much for being here and for your insight. This is a story that we will definitely be following here in Washington, D.C., but for now, I want to throw it back to you.
Thank you very much, Dina. That was our Dina Gusovsky, joined by Captain Christopher Kennedy, live from our Washington studio. Thanks, Dina.